Hey Loog Nation, it's Mr. Will with another lesson. Today we're working on Rockin' in the Free World by Neil Young. So stick around, there's a couple of tricky strumming patterns here, and at the very end I'm going to show you an advanced version of what I just did in the chorus. Cool. Let's start off with the things that we need to know. We need to know the chords, we need to know the progression, we need to know the strumming, and we also need to know some of the tricks to get ourselves rockin' in the free world. Let's start with those chords. We have 5 chords that we need to know for this song. E minor. We need to know G, C, D, and A major. Let's go through those one more time. E minor is super easy. G is just one finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. C is one finger on the 2nd string 1st fret. D is the more complicated one. We've got our 2 fingers on the outer strings of the 2nd fret, and then my ring finger is playing the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. This one's tricky. The key is your thumb, pushing it down, making sure your fingers are lifted and we're chomping down on those strings. Tips of the fingers. And then we have this A major, which is our kind of like what I call our Spider-Man fingers, right? We've got the 2 web-slinging fingers that go on strings 3 and 2 on the 2nd fret. Again, if you need to, just pause this video, make sure you can make really good, clean sounds with those chords so that we can get into the progression. Yes, the progression. We're going to work on whole notes as we play and change the chords. So for the verse, which is most of the song, we have 3 chords that we're playing. We're playing E minor, we're playing D, and we're playing C. So we're going to play E minor, D, C. The count of it is different. We'll get to that in just a minute with our strumming. So just make sure we can play an E minor, sorry, that's A. E minor, to a D, to a C. And then we have a chorus. I am playing a G, to a D, to a C, and then E minor. So this is really good to just kind of strum and get used to changing those chords. G, D, C, E minor, G, D, C, E minor. And at the end of the chorus, we play A. Okay, let's get into the count of both the verse and the chorus. Let's start with the verse. We're counting to 8 in this song. Neil Young loves to play rock 8th notes in most of his songs, which I think is why it's such a great learning song for young guitar players, working on rock 8th notes. So we're going to count to 8, or in musician talk, we're going to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Nice. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Yeah. The E minor in the verse, we're going to strum 8 times. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then we're going to play a D, but we're going to play a D for only 3 strums. 1 and 2. Okay? So we have E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and D and 2. And then we're going to play a C for 5 strums. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is 3 plus 5? Yeah, 3 plus 5 is 8. Right. So we have 8 E minor, and then we have 3D plus 5C equals another 8. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This is the tricky part that I was talking about earlier in this video. We've arrived. We're doing a syncopated chord change. Woo, that sounds cool. Syncopated chord change means that we're playing a chord on the and of the beat instead of on the beat. It happens between the D and the C. E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and D and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, if counting to 4 and is a little complicated, you can always count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's cool too. All right, so you see that we're strumming and changing on the and of the beat, or 4 if you're counting to 8. That's the verse. And the verse is very long, so this is great. Now let's jump into the chorus. The chorus has some more syncopated chord changes. I'm going to strum and count to 4. We get 1, 2, 3, 4 on the G, D, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we get C for 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's where things change. We're going to strum one more C on the 1, 1, and then we're going to play E minor 2 and 3, 4. So the chorus, again, we could just play whole notes. We could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we get 1, 2, and 3, 4. And that would sound pretty cool if you're learning the song. Keep on rocking in the free world. 3, 4, 1. Keep on rocking in the free world. Okay, and we do that 4 times. Here's an option for our strumming in the chorus. We can stick with rock eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that change between the C and the E minor goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Did you see that? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This way you don't have to worry about changing your strumming throughout the song. You're just doing rock eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's a really great option for the chorus, just sticking to rock eighth notes. Here's a more advanced version. We could play quarter notes. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. All right, here's this bonus advanced strum. So notice at the very beginning of the lesson, I kind of played a little demo here, trying to do my best Neil Young falsetto singing. And I'm playing all of the things that we've just learned. G, D, C, E minor. Here's the catch, and if you listen to the song, they do this. You're going C, E minor, C, 4, and. They're going back to the G on the and of 4. Whoa! Okay, music parents out there, you know what I mean by the and of 4. So let's count this through. I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. That little and, I'm moving to the G on the and of 4. So this one bar is C, E minor, G. Notice I'm strumming up. This is why I like to play the chorus in quarter notes, because I have the option to strum up and switch between quarter notes and eighth notes. That'll make you sound more like the album and have a cooler rocker Neil Young vibe. He really messes around with counting in his songs. If you really listen for that while you're listening to the songs and working here at Loog Nation on the lesson. Cool. There's your bonus advanced strum. We have one more part of the song, which is after the chorus, we play 4 bars of A major. That, I think, is player's choice. I like quarter notes. You can also use rock eighth notes. That sounds like a nice driving factor of this song, right? All right, great. So, there's all of your sections. Verse, chorus, and then the out of the chorus, back into the verse with those A major chords. So let's put it all together so we know how many times we play each section. The verse we're going to play 8 times. So this small little progression of E minor, D, C, we're going to do 8 times. So let's review that. I'm going to move pretty quickly through this, so play along with me if you'd like to. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7, 8. Nice. So there we go with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the D to C. Great job. So we did that 8 times. And we've arrived to the chorus. And we're going to do that 4 times. The G, D, C, E minor combination, we're going to do 4 times. So it'll sound like this. To the A, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. So you get the idea of how to count and strum and change up the strumming to make a more dynamic song for Rockin' in the free world. Hey, did you have a good time today? Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you're part of this Loog Nation community. Each week I'm putting up a new lesson and reviews and other music lessons for you all. So stick around. And if there's a song that you want to learn, let me know in the comments below. Just write it right there in the comments and I'll put it in the queue of songs I'm working on so that you all can enjoy having lessons here at this YouTube channel. And I just really appreciate y'all being here. Have a great day. We'll see you next week with a new lesson, okay? All right. Yeah!